Hi folks, Roger here again. What we're going to go over on this video is we're going to talk about how do we create 300 articles in one evening. And that is really the secret to article marketing, is how to be able to create unique content on a topic and to be able to do that in an efficient manner. So what we do is we use what I call spinners, and a lot of people call spinners. And I like to use this one here. It's called Jet Submitter, and it's a free one. And what I'm going to do is to walk you through this and try to show you how you can go in and create your own content using these article spinners and show you just exactly how easy it is. It's pretty straightforward. It can get complex, but if you follow basic rules, you can get through this. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull up exactly where you go to sign up for this free thing, and of course you're going to get put on a mailing list, and they're going to offer to sign you up for the pro version. I actually use the paid version of this, but this is the free side as well, and it works pretty well for our purposes. Go in here and sign up, add your email to it, and get your free access. You'll get your email and your login and stuff, and you'll go in and log in and it'll look something like this, Jet Submitter. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the Articles tab, and we're actually going to add a Jet Spinner article. Okay, and we're just going to prepare this for the document itself, and we'll just call it Test 1. Title, this is a test. Okay. Summary and all that stuff, and what we're going to focus on really is I'm just going to do a small version of what we're going to do, how we can create different articles on the internet. Now what I have here is 3 opening paragraphs from 3 articles that you can download from the private forum site in the article content area. These are all public domain articles that are free. You can do what you want to do with them. You can do anything you want but sell them. But what we're going to do is we're going to create lots of different documents. So what we need to do is to find a way to substitute different versions of this content. So one way I always do it is I start with 3 opening paragraphs, paragraph 1, paragraph 2, paragraph 3. So I have 3 different base paragraphs to choose from when I open my topic or open my article. And what I'm going to do is to end up making each sentence. Now notice, if you notice closely, each of these 3 paragraphs have 3 sentences in them, just so that it's balanced and we get a good balanced attack on the number of keywords, and they kind of work out well when we intermix them. But what we're going to do is we're going to take 3 different paragraphs, and in each one of these paragraphs we're going to take each sentence and make 3 different versions of the sentence. And then within each sentence we're going to pull out our handy thesauruses, and we're going to start making different versions of at least 3 words or phrases in the sentence each. So what we're going to end up doing is we're going to end up with a system where we'll have different paragraphs, and from within those paragraphs we're going to have different sentences, and then from within those sentences we'll have different keywords, and different words we'll be able to pick and choose from on a random basis. Now, in order to do that, I actually made a couple of copies here. Now if we was to take that first sentence right here, we could rewrite that first sentence. We could actually make 3 copies of that first sentence, or that are similar. Successful businesses, businesses that use modern marketing, if an online company is to be successful. The 3 opening sentences in that paragraph, they're 3 different sentences, but they're kind of the same topic idea. Now here are the key words, the key things to be aware of. We've got the curly braces on the outside of each group. So if we were to break this down in its most basic form, we've got a curly brace, text 1, and then we have a pipe, and then text 2, and then another pipe, text 3, and then the right brace. Now what that's going to do is to tell the system, give me a random one of those 3 things from within the pipe. So the power of this though is that we can nest these, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to take 3 paragraphs and build the brackets around those, and then we're going to nest inside each one of those the sentences, 3 different sentences, and then nesting inside the sentences we're going to do the words themselves. Now I'll erase this because we're actually going to create it and use it, and I'll show you how it works. I'll get rid of that, but you'll notice that I separate these with some line spaces just to make it easy to work with right now, so you can see what I'm doing. And it kind of makes sense. It doesn't get all confusing. You look at the 3 sentences. Now I'm not going to do all 3, but I'm going to show you how I can rewrite one sentence, and I'm just going to do the first one. I've pre-made these so you don't have to see me type it all up, and I'll just go through and explain what I did. What I'm going to do is take that first sentence, and here is how I rewrote it using various words. Now my opening words, I changed it from successful, growing, strong, and robust. Now here we don't have to use 3. My suggestion is use at least 3 words and at least 3 different versions of the words, but you can do more, you can do less. For instance, here I've gone businesses and companies, and who or that. Now if we put the original text back in there, let's look at the differences between the two. Now there is the original sentence, and there is the sentence rewritten. Now notice for the word successful, I've substituted these, or offered for substitution, excuse me, these 4 words right here. And for businesses, I've offered these 2 substitutions right here. Now there's a couple of different tricks you can do. For instance, here when it says get that edge, notice I've gone get that competitive edge. See that competitive in there? Now notice here I have my brackets on the outside. I've got competitive space and then the pipe and nothing. What that's going to do is probably about 50% of the time it's going to use competitive edge, and 50% of the time it's going to use just edge. So you can get comfortable. Once you get comfortable with it, you can get creative and use it to use different words and phrases and clauses. So what now, for instance, here if we look at the word innovative, I've chosen the words innovative, leading edge, modern, strong. So now every time the system runs a copy or a different version of this document and it gets to this space right here, it's going to choose one of those 4 words. Now one thing we do have to keep in mind here is that some of this stuff may not be absolutely totally grammatically correct, and it may read kind of funny in places, but we are writing this as much for the search engines as we are for people, and our task here is to make each and every one of these documents unique in the eyes of the almighty Google, because that's what makes it powerful, and that's where the power behind article marketing is to get these documents out. Now what we would do is to go through this whole document. You only need to have a few hundred words, and once you get this down, you can do one of these in an evening. You can do a complete document, and I'll show you what happens now we'll take just this sentence and we're going to run it through this spinner over here, and we're going to see what happens, how it rewrites the sentence every time. Now we're not going to fill this